Okay, what we have here, we're doing an alignment procedure on Special Optics motorized manual 2 to 8x beam expander. The process for the motorized would be the same concept. What we're going to do is we have a helium neon beam expander with a mirror down range. We have an overall travel length of approximately 5 meters. We have a target on the wall lined up to the center line of our source, and we have another target at 0.15 meters that's also aligned to the source. Once I go up against here, we have an alignment target. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to load our 2 to 8x beam expander into our 4-axis mount. I'll lock this down. Okay. As you can see on the wall, we are off the scale, so we're probably about 60-70 millimeters off from our target, maybe even up to 100 millimeters. And if we look on the front of the beam expander, you'll see that our beam is coming out decentered from the center of the target. It even has some clipping going on here. What I also want to show you is that on the 5-meter target, if I go through the travel range of the input, you can see the beam wander that we get. We're even falling off the mirror at the end of that's downstream from our source. And as we rotate the output, again you'll see the beam wander that we're experiencing. And we've probably got about 20-30 millimeters of beam wander here, maybe even up to 40. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to align this. What we're going to use is the tip tilt adjustment on our 4-axis to align our beam at the 5-meter on the 5-meter target. So I'm adjusting this in. I'll go right onto the crosshair, which is where our target from our raw beam is aligned to. Now we'll bring our target in at the 0.15 meters, and we'll use the decenter knobs to align our image on that target. That's okay, that looks close. Now we'll go back to our 5-meter target, and again we'll adjust the tip tilt knobs. And we'll do a few iterations of this. We'll go back to our 0.15 meter target, and we just need a very small adjustment there now. Then we'll recheck our target at 5 meters, and again that needs an adjustment. And now we're fairly close to the center line of both targets. Now if we do the adjustment of the input, you'll see that we have about 2 millimeters of beam wander, which is about 1/2 milliradian at 5 meters. As I adjust the output, we have about 3 to 5 millimeters of travel. So we have about just shy of 1 milliradian on the output for adjustment on beam wander. Also, if you look now, our beam is coming out centered onto our output of our beam expander. Like I said, the process for the motorized would be the same. You set up your 2 targets, one as far downstream as you can to your original beam, and one as close to the beam expander as you can on your original stream. Load the beam expander, and then adjust the tilt of the beam expander at the further downstream target, and you adjust the decenter on the target closer, and just work that back and forth, and you should be able to align the beam expander.